Hi, the time 7:31 p.m. It's Wednesday, March 27, 2019, and it's a continuation of the other tape. And I think this might be tape 18. I did a quick recording before this one, but I might erase it because I'm restarting it. It's this one right here. But if I don't erase it and if I upload it by accident, then just understand that if it starts the same, it's because that was the original one, the original piece that I started before I restarted it. All right, and this conversation is about bonds. I think this conversation 18 or 17, right? In this conversation, I'm talking about bonds. And the word bonds, means many things. For the people, it means like bail bonds or like like government bonds. Or like bonds, like relationships. And the thing that I tell Bertha is like, that I would tell Bertha before is that, bonds are happening all the time, 24/7. If you allow it. If you don't allow it, then you could stop it. Because, like I said, I have no friends right now. Like, I honestly don't have no friends because I don't allow for those bonds to occur. Because, like I said, I really didn't have any need for it because I'm not looking. I'm not looking to. Pretty much, I'm not looking to procreate. So the way that I would try to approach any female, she's not gonna take it like that. She's gonna take it as just an excuse to make her let her guard down. So for that reason, I just don't approach. All right, and based on the way that I have it figured, females approach too. So if they don't approach you, they're not interested. So that's the way I leave it, and that's not the way it is. And see, Bertha would tell me that it's because I don't approach, but I wouldn't have to do it like that before. So it's not because of that, and it's not like that, right? So the thing is that I'm trying to say is that bonds can be built over time. You go to work, and every time you go to work, you're creating a routine, and the process you're creating a habit. See, and everything is habit, right? I've talked to certain people about this, and everything is habit. Everything is habit. I don't care if you think that that your job is super important, but anybody could do any job, well, almost any job. All right, but any basic job in society, anybody can do it, right? And if they can't do it, anybody can be trained. You guys like to use the word train. Like you train animals. And I know that technically humans are considered animals, but that's not the way you guys mean it. The way you guys mean train, you guys mean it like to control, not to educate. To train someone to give knowledge is to educate. At work they use train. Oh, he's training him, because that means that he's not educating him. He's pretty much setting up the program. He's setting them up how he has to follow the procedures, and that's the thing about that I struggle at work sometimes. And I know this has nothing to do with bonds, but it's gonna sidetrack. See, the way you do things are not the way that I do things. But just because the way that you do things work, it doesn't mean that the way that I do things won't. And the thing that, like I said, because of the third-party systems that they have at work to regulate, because most companies now, they're not making their money off of the products. Most companies now are making their money off of time. They're making their money off of the time. All right. So the company that I work for, they work for companies that are not always there. So what they do is they take advantage of the time. They max out the work. They calculate the work to the individual. Pretty much, they don't round it off. Like, there's something that they do in architecture, like in building construction or in like automotives. You calculate the hours, and you charge by the hours, and you charge by the work and for the parts. See. So what they do is that they're charging by the hour, but they're not letting them know that they're charging by the hour. They think they're being charged by the product, and the companies don't care because the company just wants to get the liability out of that. So they're willing to pay You're willing to pay for that, and that's the thing. See, and the process, the benefits that they have. They have they have accumulated hours. You know, in the stock market they call it futures. You know, futures is like when like a farmer has they have their product and they sell it ahead of time because that's how much in demand it is, right? So what happens is that you have a farm and you grow, like they say, wheat. You grow this year's batch and you sell it, and then if that person likes it, they'll buy futures. So that means they'll buy stock from you for next year, but you have to provide. And then that's why the legal government is involved, because it's there to make sure that everything gets provided, that it doesn't just, if the futures don't get provided, then it's a scam. But that's why they have insurance for everything, like I said, because even a scam could be, even nowadays they figured out a way how to make scams legal and how to get the money out of it. And like I said, companies are not making time. They're not making money off of time. They're not making money off of product. They're making money off of time. They're making money off of the time. See, the time, the actual time. So what they do is that they calculate the work. So that let's say they have to process 20 bottles, and they calculate that one bottle is going to get processed every hour, because that's what it takes, because that's how slow the machine is, for example. Then, if they have 20 bottles, and one bottle is going to get, run down every hour, then that's at least 2 full shifts, 2 8-hour shifts, and that's at least 2 employees. See, that's at least 2 employees, except for the value of the work. If the value of the work is great, then you can hire more people, because you have accumulated hours, and that's what they do. They try to extract the money out of the hours, So kind of like, let's say you want to extract 10 hours of, you want to extract 10 hours worth of work, but because you're trying to actually extract liability out of that. So what you do is that you extract the liability. They extract the liability, and the remainder of the time is spent working. That time doesn't matter. So that time is the time for the company to actually, that's the time actually doing its job. And the bottles that don't get damaged liability, then those are the bottles that provide the work for the employees that are working there. And that's how they try to balance that out. So then, it keeps going through the cycle. Once it gets picked up by the distributor, if any new product gets damaged there, then they do a claim form too, and then that way they continue the loop, and that's what I'm trying to say here. That's what they're trying to make money off, and not trying to. That's what they make money off. And like, to jump back to what I was talking, like at work, like I'm not going to work to have fun. Because if it was up to me, I would get paid and stay home and do my own thing. I would get paid and go and do my own thing. All right. And I'll go into work just to work, just to do the 8 hours and get out. And yes, I might see pretty girls, and yes, you might be super hot, and yes, you might make me feel stuff. But I'm not gonna stay working there for you. And I don't care that a lot of guys are gonna say that that's gay or that's queer, but that's just because you guys think different, all right? And that's what they try to do. That's what companies try to do. They try to. Some companies, they try to manipulate you like that. And if you're working for somebody that thinks like me, then you better believe that they're manipulating you like that. Alright? So if you're working with somebody, then you're hearing this conversation and you're like, fuck, this guy talks about like the way that our boss talks to, or like the way that the thinking, then you better believe that that's the way you're being played, right? You're being played by that, because like I said, Bertha at work, she will always tell me, not at work, but she would tell me that she was the most attractive woman there working at that time, because other girls were uglier than her, and that's why she liked her job. She didn't tell me that's why she liked her job, but I know that's why she liked her job. All right. So because of that, she was getting all the priority. She was getting all the benefit. She was getting all the privilege. Because anybody that works, you guys have all worked, and you guys know that the pretty girl always gets all the attention, and the pretty girl always gonna have a circle of guys around her, like pretty much trying to get her to go do things with her, and that's what she would tell me. That's pretty much she was a pretty one at work, and I would be like, oh, okay. And then I wouldn't tell her this, but I'm like, oh, that's why you like it, because you're getting stuck on that. And like I said, the reason why I was unemployed and why there's a lot of unemployment involved in this is because I knew that it would be really easy to lose Bertha. See, Dominic's 2122. If you think that your game is cool, man, I don't want to burst your bubble, bro. But it's just that she's easy like that, and I don't mean it in a negative way. I don't mean it in a negative way to the females, because there's guys that are easy like that too, and you guys know it, and that there's guys that there's guys that if you tell them the right story, they'll tell you the right story too, and they'll tell you that they came all the way from Canada, and they'll make up a story for you, and you know that, right? And that's the thing that that's one of the things that Bert started getting, like, she started losing track of that, because like I said, I'm over here doing my own thing. Our relationship wasn't like that, so it's obvious that she would wanna like be there, and that's the thing that I'm trying to tell you guys, that sometimes like I said, if your manager or your employer thinks or has ever talked to you in a way that you think you're hearing here, and then that's how they're playing you. If it's a good looking manager, that's how he's playing you. See, he's the pimp and you're the bitch, and you might have your husband, but he doesn't see it as he's your husband. He sees it as he's just like, he doesn't see it as anything. He doesn't count it. He chooses to override it, as long as he doesn't have feelings for you. But once he has feelings for you, he's gonna try to get you to separate. Right? That's the way it works. See, and the way that some jobs try to get you to separate. See, so if you show no interest to the manager or the owner in that way, what they do is that they'll start. For the people that got in this, they do this situation. You see, this is the reason why it's complicated to understand it, because a lot of the protocols for certain situations, they overlap to the same thing in other forms. Okay, so just like me, like I was talking, and they're pretty much trying to get me to quit, because I was filling up a spot that they didn't have, and I was getting paid $18 an hour. And the way that a company runs is they hire you to the company to entice you. They do a bait and switch. Alright? So if anybody knows the company I'm talking about, you're gonna see this. The company runs through agency and company. See, I don't like that, because I know the downside to that. The company hires you through direct. If it can, it hires you through direct. Because if you have a good resume, you're not gonna want to go through agency. You're gonna want to get hired through direct, right? So then what they do is that once they hire you through direct, you were really hired here just for the liability reason, which was they had liability insurance and needed to get processed. And pretty much all the people already got into the rhythm of how the company works. So they're not causing any more any more mistakes that they could cash in. So I'm gonna pause this recording quick. The time is 7:46. Alright, I'll come back right now. Hold on. Okay. The recording was recording. I thought I had paused it. So I'm gonna try to see if I could edit it out. I went to go pee. Alright, I didn't want that to record there because I don't want you guys to hear the sound, the peeing, because there's no need for it. But if I don't get a time to edit it out, I apologize for that. I was supposed to be the recording was supposed to be paused, but I guess I must have pushed the button again when I put the phone in my pocket. And so, okay, the time is 7:48. I'm just stating this, or if I do re-edit it out, and this is still part of the same recording. And what I was saying is that, some of the tactics that they use them for many reasons. Like for me, they were trying to get me to quit. So what they started to do is that they started to change my schedule, from one day to the other. See, but they can't do it too many times in a row where it makes it obvious. They have to create the work situation, so in case someone like me tries to say something, they could be able to cover it up. That it's just kind of like me being paranoid or me just misunderstanding the situation, and that's what they do, right? Like I said, they're running the company, so they've been through that, right? So what they do is that they start changing your schedule. See, you gotta understand, the company is doing background checks. There's no need for them to do background checks, right? I'm gonna tell you the reality of the background checks. It's just so they can know how to play you. That's it. They want to know how to play you. They have the upper hand. They have an upper hand over you because they know your weaknesses. See, when you go meet up with your potential employer, see, they have a cheat sheet on you, and you don't have a cheat sheet on them. The most that you can have a cheat sheet is on the company if you do the research on the company. But just because you do the research on the company doesn't mean that you're gonna get the information on the owner or whoever's gonna interview you. See, so that's not a fair game. And people will say, "Oh, it's because the company needs the worker." And I mean, like, yeah, but the company needs the worker because that's the way to set it up. That's the way that the way that the whole economy was set up. Because if it wasn't, then I shouldn't need to go to work. I should be getting money just to stay, just to be me, just because to continue. I should just have money just because now I shouldn't have to go to work. And if you guys understand what I'm trying to say, then you guys will be like, okay, this guy, he might sound like he's like his thinking is out there, but you guys know that if you guys think about it, you guys know that I'm making a good point, all right? So the companies need the workers, and they want to act like they don't need the workers. See, and that's the thing that I'm trying to hint at, right? So pretty much, I got hired for that spot. I got hired for the liability spot, which is they were looking for somebody to cause some damage in product for it to happen. See, and if you cause that damage, then that makes it easier for you. But if you don't cause that damage within that specified time, then that makes it harder for them because then they have to lie. All right, they have to lie. The camera will still record that the damage got caused, but it's not gonna get blamed on the person that caused it. It's gonna get blamed on the new person, right? That's the way it works. Because as long as the company doesn't insist on, as long as the companies don't insist on doing the research, because it doesn't benefit them to claim the liability. See, the company doing research to find out if what they're saying is true, it blocks them. It blocks them from being able to claim the insurance. Because if they could do the research and say that it's their fault, then the company itself has to pay. See? Like the company itself has to pay. So like let's say the product got damaged because one of the forklifts, it wasn't working right and it got damaged. So then the company itself is hold liable for that because that's on them, right? So what they do is that they know that the companies are not gonna look into it, because if they look into it, then they void the purpose of the third party. See, because the third party system in the legal way is used for miscommunication to get away with stuff. Because if there's miscommunication, then you can get away with certain stuff, because if there's miscommunication and your shipment already left, then that shipment's still gonna get there, and The miscommunication is that if the order got canceled, no matter what the shipment still is gonna get there. And if on the other side there's no receiving team to know that the shipment got canceled, they're gonna receive the shipment. See? And when stuff like that starts happening, then it starts creating like murky areas where people could hide information. Like, I don't mean it like literally hide information, but I mean they could say that, oh, because during that time that's what happened, and that's what they do. All right. So going back to that thing that I was saying, see, so if you're a new hire and you don't damage anything, but somebody that's not a new hire damaged stuff, on paper you're gonna get the blame, but they're not gonna tell you. Okay. They're just gonna say, oh, a new employee was hired, because they're not lying. They're telling you the story. So they're letting you know that between this date when the product was damaged, they had a new hire, but they're just throwing it out there as as just information. But they're trying to make you think. They're trying to make you think that it relates, but it's not. It's just like people, like if people tell you like random stuff, but you think it's connected, and it's not connected, but it is. See, that's what they do. They tell you random information to make you think that it's connected, but it's not. Right? So then what they do is that they fill out the report, and they'll put like, oh, like a new hire was hired, and on that day 10 pallets got damaged, and they claim it. And they claim it under the insurance. So then the insurance is gonna be like, oh, because it was a new hire, so then they're gonna look into it, because they don't want to look into it. Because if they look into it, then the system crumbles, because then they can't play it. See? So most of you don't know that most of you guys that are out there working, you guys don't know that you guys become victim of this. See? And sometimes you get lucky or unlucky that you're the only one that's looking for a job at that time. You're gonna go from place to place, getting hired and hired from different places, just to fulfill that requirement. And for some people it might start making them think that they're losers, and thinking like, oh, like they can't get their life together. But they don't understand that it's not, their life is not completely under their control, because there's government and companies and people involved that everybody has their own agenda, and they do try to manipulate it. And is it true? No. Is it true? Because see, like I said, they would try to make a big deal with me for the dumbest reasons, and the reasons that they were trying to make reasons with me, it was just their personal thinking. And people would get upset with me because I wouldn't eat at work, and they would try to force me to eat. I was working at a company that sells beverages and bottled soups and stuff like that. So then I could only think at what they start to think is that I'm eating stuff off of the inventory, but they have cameras there, so the cameras will clearly show that I didn't get any of the inventory. I didn't eat anything from there. So I'm just saying that's one of the possible reasons why they start thinking weird stuff. But on top of that, then everybody throws in their own conclusion, and then that's what they do. See, I have this concept, and I'm gonna tell you the concept right now. See, I call this the Christ concept. All right, this is the Jesus Christ concept. All right, Jesus Christ is anybody? Jesus Christ. All right. Jesus Christ represents, in this concept, represents, an outcast. All right. And at this point, the outcast is any type of view that's not your view, right? That you don't agree with. All right. Jesus Christ is used to create hatred amongst people. See? And you guys don't know, you guys saying, oh, that's impossible, because Jesus Christ is Lord and Jesus Christ is, the Savior. But you guys don't understand that the story that you're reading, you're not being told the story completed, and you're not understanding the story completed, because in the story, they're telling you that because of one person, people will unite against them. And, Jesus Christ was that one person, Jesus Christ was the one person that people chose to team up against. you know. So he had the power to unite people, but he didn't unite them in the way that it was intended. But no matter what, he did have the power to unite people, because anytime that people unite because of the hatreds of one person, that's what you guys are doing. So anytime that if you guys hate, like if you guys hate me and you guys all team up against me, that's what you guys are doing. You guys are creating the Jesus Christ concept, and that shows that you guys are all sheep. That you guys are a sheep mentality that, pretty much, somebody within the group is controlling you guys' thinking too, and you're not aware of it. And that's the thing that I'm trying to tell you. And for companies, the group is the company. The group is the company, because you're an employee. As an individual employee, you're nobody there. I don't care. I don't care if you're smart. I don't care if you're military. If you're military, you might get some respect just because you're military, but it's not real. It's just because they know that it's military, right? And and that's the thing that happens, that if you're in a regular, say if you're at work, that's you're an individual, even though you guys are united. Like I have said this in one of the tapes, people can unite as a company, but they're united separately, because they all have their separate agendas. No matter what, that girl has her own family that she has to provide for. That guy has his own family that he has to provide for, and the other one too, and this and that. And they'll back up the company as far as the company keeps benefiting them. And once the company doesn't benefit them too, then it's like anything, the company turns on them and they turn on the company, and they separate and they go in their own direction. Because see, the way that companies are hiring now, it's like they tell you that it's by choice, and of course it's by choice. See, but they gotta understand that you're the provider of the work, and it's your choice too. See, and that's the thing that they don't understand. And but I know why they do it. They're doing it because it all has to do with the third-party liability insurance scheme or scam. Because I consider it a scam, even though it's legal. I'm pretty sure it's really legal. But I'm pretty sure if everybody would try to do it, eventually they will regulate that. See, eventually they will regulate, or they would just take it away. They would just kind of like get rid of it, because it's not stuff like that only works when a limited number of people are aware of it. Once everybody knows, then they gotta play by the same rules, and then it makes it harder for them, because then every time they break the rules, then it's obvious that they're playing by unfair rules. And that's part of the conversation, that kind of like if you work at a company and you're female or a male, it happens to males too. If you're a male or a female and your employer starts liking you, then they're gonna start giving you a hard time, but you're not gonna know why. And part of it isn't until your personal life. So if they know that you have somebody, they're gonna try to change your schedule a lot to make them think stuff, to make them think that it's not possible. See. But me, like in situations that happened before, like at work, I would change my schedule nonstop, like just for fun, because I would get bored. So then I know it's possible. I know it's possible for people for work reasons, to actually just change schedule around and stuff like that. See, but everything has a balance, because like I'm gonna use me and Berta as an example, just because, like I said, for a long time, she's the only person that I would talk to about stuff. So. Like, it's going to continue in this conversation because it's part of it. Like, I will tell her that pretty much she was working in the day. And then towards the end of the relationship, towards the end, not so much towards the end of the relationship, but earlier on, like in 2007, I'm guessing she met somebody at work that started tagging her that kind of like to put me to work because, whatever reasons, the reasons is just to get me out of the way, so I can go and get distracted and, hopefully do my own thing. But I would tell her that for the work that I was looking for at that time, that I needed a day schedule, and she wasn't willing to switch. She wasn't willing to look for a night job because she already established herself right there. That's the place that she chose to pretty much to be down for whatever. Or I don't mean it like that, but you guys know what I mean, right? And this is my opinion about that in 2017, right? Not now, because I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if she's still working there. But at least in 2017, that was a fact. That's what I mean, right? So she chose to establish herself there. When I asked her to switch, she was only supposed to work there for like 3 or 4 months, like I said earlier on in like tape 7, to accumulate rep to get a better job, because that's the intention, right? And she got stuck there because people, and I understand that. I understand these games, like I said. The reason why me and Berta, they never like accomplished anything was because I know that's all she was looking for. She was just looking for like, pretty much she was just looking to fuck around and hopefully me still provide and still do my part. And for a long time I was doing it. From 2004 to 2010, I was providing, but then we had issues because like I had money and I wanted to get our own place, and she didn't want to get her own place at that time, because we were staying with her parents and stuff. And the bottom line is that at that time I was okay with staying with the parents for other reasons. That if this conversation takes off, the other reasons are gonna be noted, but not by me. They're gonna be noted by the participants of the story. So back in that time, I was okay with staying there because like I said, I had my own reasons at that time. And later on, it could be mentioned here. I doubt it, but right. So at the time, I didn't have an issue with that because, like I said, our relationship after the first time, the first incident, it wasn't about that no more. It was just about like pretty much just maintaining the relationship for our son and providing, like kind of like a social place to grow. And pretty much, but I would tell him, like, I've always been saying in the situation, I would tell him that me and his mom, like, that kind of like it wasn't the way that it portrays or it looks. That it's just like, kind of like I was just doing the right thing. And because I like telling, like, I like being honest with my son, because I see that a lot of parents make the mistake of lying to their kids earlier on, and you guys don't realize that the only thing that you're doing is that you're preparing your kids to be lied to and not see it. And I know that as you as parents, it benefits you to lie to your kids as children. But what happens when you're not there no more? What happens when you're not there no more? And all the lies that you told your kids are being told to them by somebody else that knows the same game. See? And by you doing that, you're letting your kids go out there into the real world, unprepared. It doesn't matter what education they have. It doesn't matter if they went to the best schools. That's information that, in those places isn't going to be rare for anybody to tell them that. And even if they tell them that, they're getting the information from strangers. So then, if it's not a teacher, or if it's just some random person, that information might not mean nothing to them. And that's the thing that you guys need to realize, that you guys lying to your kids, ladies, you're lying to your little boys and lying to your little girls. In my situation, I'm gonna say this, and I know it's gonna cause a lot of controversy amongst the family for Bertha. See, but in my situation that I see, pretty much, Bertha's dad will work. He was those people that has to play by the rules. I'm not saying that he's like a nice guy. I'm not saying that he's a mean guy. But at least from the time that I was staying there, The guy will go. The guy will wake up every day and go to work. At least that's what he would say. Like I said, that's his story. Whatever he does is his problem. But I mean, like he would work. And the mom wouldn't work. The mom wouldn't work. The mom doesn't work. The mom's from TJ. Like, yeah, I know TJ, right? Like, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody here. Like I said, this is why this conversation is complicated. But I'm also TJ, and you know stuff about TJ, right? And like I said, I'm not trying to talk bad about people, but in my opinion, is that while her dad was at work, her as a child, Bertha as a child would see her mom mess around. She would see her mom mess around, with guys. Her mom would take her out, And I think that happens that when you do that to your kids, you're leading them on the same path, and you guys don't realize that, See, so the way that I see it is that her mom would cheat on her dad, and since the dad was proper and whatever, he wouldn't confront that because he's trying to live the American dream or whatever. And a lot of the American dream is an excuse to get people to live, a sad life. And whose American dream is it to work? It's like whose dream at all is it to work their life? Like, it's nobody's dream. Nobody dreams of wanting to work. All right. Like, I mean, working a job. Like, I mean, nobody will say, oh, they want to live to work a job, not stop. It's like, come on, be realistic, all right? And what I see is that pretty much all the other way that she is, she picked it up from her mom, from her going out with her mom, every time that, every time that, every time that she would go messing around, she would get to interact with all the guys that the mom would interact. So then, at the same time, those guys, those guys are already doing the mom. So at the same time, they're gonna start prepping. They're gonna start prepping the children if they're around because, that's the way it works. And that's honestly what I think. I think that's what happened. That Roberta, she grew up around her mom, and her mom was like that, and she's seen it. And the reason why I'm saying that, see, I'm not just saying that because, I'm saying that for my own personal reasons, but they're not exactly the same. They're not about me. They're about somebody else in my life, in my childhood life before. All right? And that's why I'm saying that she grew up watching her mom mess around with her dad, and since she had her own place, then she would get away with it, and the guy didn't never catch it. The guy never caught it, and to this day they're still married, and they're still together, and but I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, that's what they see. From what I know, the lady still goes to TJ. She goes to TJ sometimes, and sometimes they come back, and supposedly they traffic like pharmaceuticals, like. I'm not gonna say like an exaggerated bunches, but just enough for them to like make some money, or at least for her to make some spending money. You know what I mean, right? So yeah, that's what I think about that. That pretty much Brittany grew up around her mom, like messing around with her dad, and even though she knows it's wrong, because she's seen her mom do it in her mind, in her mind is backed up by, that it's not okay. And pretty much, like I said, their parents don't like me. So her mom telling her that it's okay, kind of like to, forget about your husband, then that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, she's being backed up by the wrong people. And that's kind of like, it's out of my control now for, it sucks, but, it's out of my control, and all these recordings are just a review of the situation. Like I said, since I don't talk to nobody, and I understand the dangers of being alone. Like, a situation like this, that's why I got her dad involved. I got her to get her dad involved without her knowing. See, she's not aware that I got her to get her dad involved, and she thinks that she got her dad involved for her benefit, but in reality, the only reason why that happened is because I knew that the situation is not a good situation, and I don't know the situation that it is, but if the situation is over, then there's nothing there. See, but if the situation continues, then there's gonna be a negative outcome there eventually, and all these conversations is kind of like me, kind of like putting it out there. Like I said, one, it's an attempt to change the future, right? I know it sounds crazy, but an attempt to change the future, and if it's too late, and it's just a recording that is from the past to pretty much for the future, letting everybody know how the situation ended to that, because if the situation ends the way that I think while I'm like homeless, then there's not gonna be no way that I could give this information out to you guys, and that's why this information is being recorded right now, because once I actually become homeless and that happens, and pretty much then and that's it, because other than that, then well, yeah, like this is just me kind of like putting myself out there to you guys, that pretty much like if I go missing completely, like missing, and I don't ever come back to YouTube or anything like that, and I'm telling you guys that I know you guys don't know me like that, but no matter what, I have a presence on Facebook, so that's all I'm saying. Like, it's just a recording so that if something happens to me, that to look into everything, look into everybody, because I had issues with their family, so like if something happens to me, look into everybody in her family, any company that I work for, look into them, look into everything. Don't look into what's obvious. Look into everything. Look into the people that work in the companies. Look into anybody that made contact with anybody at that time, anywhere. See, anywhere that I've been, any company that I worked, look into the issues. Look into the issues, and look into, question everybody that was working there. Question everybody's friends that was working there. Question everybody's friends from the people that know that was working there. Anybody that's somehow connected to anything that has to do with my life, look into it. Like, I'm saying that I had issues with people because they want to make me like them. They want me to be a shitbag like them, and I refuse to. They want me to be I'm sorry for my vulgar language, but they want me to be like, man, I don't want to say it, but they want me to be like them, and I don't want to be like them, right? See, so all this pretty much my struggle is the struggle to stay the same, for me to be me. See, so pretty much my struggle is Michael Carmona's struggle, for Michael Carmona to stay Michael Carmona, and not let people's negativity and people's fucked up way of thinking try to change who I am, because that's what they do. Situations like this, like the situation that I'm going through, it changes people, and it changes people sometimes for the worse, and sometimes it changes people for the best, but sometimes for the best it's just an illusion, and that's what they want. All the people that start issues with me, they think that they're helping me out. They think that they're like, oh, and we're gonna tell you out, guys, because you're too nice, but in reality, they are the reason why why they think, because somebody did that to them, they think like there's assholes like that out there, but that's because usually they are the assholes, and or the dicks, or whatever they want to consider, whatever sexual part they want to consider, the assholes or dicks. I don't know what their preference is, but that's what they do. They want to change. And that's what companies do at work. 'Cause I was struggling. That I would meet cool guys at work. I would meet cool girls at work, but I wouldn't socialize to them like that because certain people, like, based on the conversation, like, either I'm not the type of person that you would spend time talking to, or you're not the person that I would spend time talking to. And see, these conversations, I'm right here by myself, right? I'm not talking to nobody. I'm talking to you, the listener, and to myself whenever I hear these recordings again. Well, I'm talking to you, the listener, and the listener, whoever it might be. I have some ideas who might listen to this, and other people, it's just random people that might find the story interesting, and other people, everything has to do with government, right? Facebook tracks government. See, I'm not against it. People don't see that. All the Facebook stuff and all the YouTube stuff, it's just a way to get you to put yourself on monitor, and I don't say on camera, but I'll say more like on monitor, and they pretty much they create paranoia so that companies have to install their own security cameras to for whatever reasons, and at the same time they think they become watchers, and then they're like, oh, because they have a camera, they have an eye into the world, and nobody sees them, and they think that they start thinking they're like watchers, and like I say, like, from them doing that, then since they're watching it on the screen, then going outside to the actual screen, they think that they're on TV, and they go and they play out that game on the monitor, and in the process, what they're doing is that they're accidentally activating everything that I was talking about, but by accident. But because they're not like thinking in a kind of like in a dirty way, it accidentally gets them in trouble, because no matter what, they're gonna get the response from the stuff that I was talking about earlier. And since people are watching, you guys want to be tough. It's funny, you guys want to be tough, like they don't care about their females, but all the guys that care, they don't let their females, like, pretty much whenever there's a female around me, and there's the guy starts acting like a dick with me, like, and I'm not even paying attention to his girl, like, it's like, come on, dude, it's like, it's just funny, like, I don't know, like I'm seriously, like, I don't like, I like being alone. I don't really like hang out with people, but at least when I do, like, even if I hang out with you, like even if I hang out with you, chances are you're not gonna hear me talk like this to you. And like I said, for all this time, the only one that I would talk to like that was Bertha, and my son too, but my son, he likes to make fun of me because of the stuff that I tell him, and it's different, but I understand. But I still talk to him about it because he's cool, and he's cool, like I said, like, because of the situation that I'm in. Like, I don't get to spend time with him, like. So I guess at the same time, these recordings are gonna serve as a kind of like a data message for my son, to let him know that pretty much the way that we've been living and everything is because of everything that I've been talking about. And it's sad because of everything that I'm telling you guys, of the way that everything that it is like that. It's not that I think it is like that. It is like that, right? And anybody that wants to say, oh, it's because you're thinking, well, if I think it, then it is like that. So then that's why I gotta tell you to confirm it. That means if I'm thinking that it's like that, then it is like that. All right. So then that's for anybody that wants to start to that wants to think about the thinking negative and all that. That's not that, right? It's people just getting in my way because they hate and I guess they wanted to see me with nothing, and it sucks, but I guess they finally managed to so yeah, like if I pause a lot, it's because it's like you guys don't understand that the situation is not, you know. Britta might take it like a joke because, you know, she went back to her family, to her parents, because that's what she wanted to do. Because for a while she kept complaining to me about like other employees that because they live with their parents, they have their car and whatever, and you know, whatever. I got tired of her. Pretty much, I just got tired of her stupidity, and I didn't want to deal with it no more. Like, I'm being for real. It's like, I know that it might make me sound like, petty, but I'm not. Like, I'm just saying it sucks because, like, I was really trying. Like, in the beginning, I was really trying. See, I was really trying, and in my mind, I was like, fuck, like, what, being stupid because, you know, this girl cheated on you already, and you know, and you married her, and now, you know, you guys have a kid, and you know she's not gonna change, and that kept playing in my head like nonstop, and you know, women, you guys don't know that. Yeah, you guys might feel like, yeah, oh yeah, you know, I fucked up that guy's life, and you guys feel cool, but you guys don't realize that you, at the same time, you're fucking up your kid's life because, you know. See? Because at the same time that you're making them think that's the way women are with guys, and you guys don't see that, and you guys don't see that. And this applies to men and women. You know, men. You guys don't realize that a lot of the stuff that you guys do for your girls, you guys are not doing them any benefit because you guys are raising them up, knowing that someday some guys are gonna want to take them from you as a wife. So you guys are preparing them not to be good wives. And in the process of that, you're letting your kids. They're gonna do it no matter what. See, your girls are gonna marry no matter what. You know, if they're not ugly, they're gonna marry, and even the ones that are ugly, they might still marry. And the only thing that you guys are doing is that you're giving your kids, you're throwing your kids out there, thinking that you're always gonna be there for them, and you're not always gonna be there for them. Like, I don't mean it like mortality, but I mean, you know, there's gonna be times when your kids don't want to be around you, and you're letting your kids grow up thinking that it's okay. And you know, in a situation like mine, you know, her mom didn't like me because her family just didn't like me. Like I said, she was meant to work for them. You know, she was meant to be working while they were all kicking back. You know, she was meant to be the one. You know, but she doesn't see that, and She was meant to be the one working, just like me on my side. I was meant to be the one providing. Not for my personal family. My personal family right now is my son. See, because I'm not legally married to Bertha no more. I'm not considered her my family no more. Like, if anything, I might consider her a friend eventually, but I honestly don't think so because I don't think that relationship was ever there between me and her. And like I said, like pretty much like my childhood family had the same plans, like her. They wanted me just to work for them and pretty much not go out there and do my own life. And so yeah, like it sucks because I'm not lying to you people, the entire time that we were married, everybody made it hard for us. Like everybody made it hard for us. Like they were, like it's not a joke. Like everybody made it hard for us. Like people would help us here and there. Usually they were helping us because they were the ones that fucked up our life at that time. So yeah, and in one of the places where I was working, like one of her family members, he showed up right there to work through an agency. And because I really like I said, I'm a very private person, and I try not to like socialize with anybody because they don't show interest. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to socialize if you don't show interest. If you don't show interest because you think you have a game, then that's good. Keep your game to yourself. Because if you don't show interest in me, I'm not gonna go after it. And I've always been like that. And I know people are gonna think that I'm stuck up, and it's not like that. But that's what I get from everybody. That they think that I'm just stuck up and kind of like I don't know. I guess the way that I see myself is not the way that people see me. So because of that, then when I go out there, the image is portrayed in a different way that I intend to. And see, like when I go out there, I try to avoid talking to anybody, everybody. See, it should be easily possible that if you don't want to talk to somebody, that it should be easily possible to avoid. And I've been doing it for a long time. Like I'm telling you, guys don't understand. Being alone is not easy. Being alone itself is not easy, right? Because when you're alone in a situation like mine, you need people because the government was set up for people to be needed. And they do it because they don't want people to be self-reliant. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it takes a long time. Anybody that's out there in the plains, living out there in the open land, and you guys got your your farm or whatever. You guys know that it's not easy. You guys know that if you guys got there, it took hard work, and since there's less people out there, and some of it is has to do with social pressure, and it's different. But like I said, because of our situation, I haven't been able to spend any time with my son. But to me, it's sad, right? But to him, I don't know if it's sad, but I understand he's a teenager right now already, and towards the end of my relationship with his mom, he was already doing his own stuff, so he really didn't try to socialize with me no more as much. So right now that all this happened, pretty much as soon as Bertha moved out, I've only seen my son I'm gonna say maybe 5 times. And if you accumulate the whole time that I've seen him, it's probably If anything, probably like 2 hours. Yeah. So right now it's March. She moved out in August. March. So it's been 8 months. In all those 8 months, I've only seen my son like 5 times. And all those 5 times, they add up to like 2 hours. Because, you know, right here in the apartment where we used to live, he doesn't want to come back here to even to stay because, you know, all his stuff is where he's at now. And, you know, I was only playing Warhawk, and it's just, you know, when I started working, I didn't have time to spend with him. So, you know, that's the thing, you know. It's like, how can you spend time? Like, how can I spend time with my son when the only way I can spend time with him is to go out, and I don't want to go out because I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking. People only go out to look for somebody. And everybody that wants to lie and say that's not true, that's the truth. And I don't care what you think. Everybody is always out there. You know, there should be no reason why there's always people out there. You know, there should be no reason why there's people always driving around the road. You know, there's no reason for it. The only reason is that people are always searching. People are always looking out for someone new to do, and it's the truth. So I don't want to get into that right now. So that's why there's no kickback from me and my son, because the only kickback that we had was you know our home, you know, just right here, our private place, which is an apartment. And other than that, I'm not gonna go kick it over there with her, and I'm not gonna kick it over there with the family because, like I said, I don't like them and they don't like me. I didn't have anything against them, but I don't know. They just didn't like me since the beginning, and this is the beginning. You know, they might try. Some of them might try to say it's because over the time, you know, the stupid shit, the way that I am, but it's not. They just didn't like me in the beginning, right? If it was up to them in the beginning, you know, I would have stopped like hanging out with her, and like I said, the only reason her relationship wasn't like that. I was trying to move out of my own, so you know, I made the best out of the situation that I had at the time. And like I said, well, I'm 33 years old, and like I said, I made the best out of the time that I had. Like, I'm not saying it was all like, you know, a perfect world, but you know, there was good times. There was good times involved, and so like I said, for me being 33 years old, and you know, this is the first time in my life that I'm actually gonna like hit, you know, zero money, zero anything, zero nothing, you know, nothing, and like it sucks, but I don't think it's bad. Like, I don't think it's bad because like most people don't even try it. Like, most people just, you know, they stay in their family, and that's what they do it. And that's what they're trying to do to me. They're trying to get me, like, that's the way I see it. Like, I'm not saying that it's like that, but in my mind, the way that I'm thinking is like society or the world is trying to force me to go back to, and I'm not gonna go back. I'm not, because their plans, you know, there's already issues there, and why would people want to go back to where there's issues? It's just stupid. And I'm looking for new people. I'm looking for new people to start something good. I want to start something, like, I need to start something good. And like I said, like, now I need to look for a new family, and that's gonna be hard because, you know, so yeah, like I said, this is just kind of like a review. It's a review about a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of stuff has to do with my life. A lot with my life at this certain time, and I guess kind of like a time capsule for my son and for other purposes. But I guess one of the reasons right now is like, It's for my son, just to let him know that kind of like if I wasn't there, it wasn't my choice, and you know, you were there in the situation between me and your mom. You know, she lied to you, and she didn't just lie to me; she lied to you too. And that's the thing that sucks, and that's the thing that I was trying to get her not to do. You know, not to feel like she could lie to you. And she still did lie to you, even if she told you the truth eventually. It doesn't matter. You know, she lied to you. She lied to you. She lied to you in front of me, just to get the benefit of that. You know, and that's the thing that I mean. You know, she lied to you in front of me just because she didn't want me to. She didn't want to give me credit for being right about that. And but no matter what, she lied to you. And so there's a recording because, like I said, you know, me and you know, Nathan, me and you, we're not ever gonna like. Chances are that we're never gonna meet up like that. At least not for a long time. And I'm telling you, I'm recording this right now to explain to you the situation that if I'm not there, it's just because, you know, I had no choice but to move on. And that's it. And so yeah, so if it's Nathan that's hearing these recordings, you know, it happens. You know, relationships are not easy, and anybody that's been through a relationship will tell you. Well, I'm not saying they'll tell you that, but you know, but it's not always a person that, you know, that knows. There's always a person that doesn't know. You know, relationships are just not easy because, you know, everybody else is involved, and if everybody else involved doesn't respect the law of the relationship, then, you know, and by everybody I mean it applies to everybody. You know, the people in the relationship and the people out of the relationship, because, you know, obviously your mom didn't respect the relationship because, you know, she chose to trust other males just because they were providing her with money. You know, and they tricked her into thinking that they were providing her with money just because they were being nice to her. But they were providing her with money because she was working. She was working a job in a company, a legal job in a company. And, you know, based on the way that your mom is, you know, she got taken by that. And like, I'm not telling you this so you hate her. See, I'm telling you this for you to understand the situation. Because everybody on your mom's side doesn't like me. I'm telling you this right now. Like, everybody on their side, they hate me. I don't know why they hate me. They just hate me, and that's okay. You know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes people hate people just because the way they look. You know, sometimes they can't explain it, or sometimes it's just because, you know, sometimes they remind them of somebody else, and they just hate that person just for that. And so, like I had told you before, you know, people might try to tell you that because I'm not there, it's because I don't care about you, and it's just not that. It's just, you know, I had told you, you know, that I was trying to make it for us to stay together as long as possible, and then you get that was going to be a hard challenge, and this is pretty much the time that we stayed together, Nathan. That's the best I was able to do. You know, that's the best I was able to keep us together like that. It's not bad, you know, but that's what it is. It's an explanation to you, Nathan, that pretty much kind of like the situation is that, because people are trying to convince you that I don't care about you because I'm not there. But it's not true. You know, I'm not there because they don't want me there. You know, and that's why I'm not there. You know, your mom said she didn't want anything to do with me. You know, their family there doesn't like me, and I don't want to be dealing with them. So that's why I'm stating this. You know, if I'm not there, it's because they made it so that you're in a place that they knew that I wouldn't want to be. And And that's what your mom's counting on. That's what your mom is counting on. So that she could feel comfortable that I won't show up just whenever, but she's just playing herself because I didn't ever try to stop her from anything, and she knows it. But like I said, that's it. That's just all. This is just an explanation for many reasons. Some of it's gonna be for legal reasons because it's gonna occur. Another one is gonna be for you to understand that kind of if I'm not there, and just letting you know that I gotta continue. And the thing that sucks is that I've been kind of like, I'm gonna say fearing or avoiding, is that I fear that I might find the person that I get along with, like female, and that I might start a family again, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that yet. I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you to reach the age for you to start your own. So you can start your own family, and then that way, because I have nothing to do, and I could go and start mine. And I know that it's not like pretty much. I'm not starting a family that's overlapping your childhood. That's what I mean. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know if people are gonna understand that, but that's what I was trying to do. I'm trying not to start a family while. I was waiting for you to start your own family, and till then, and that's something that me and your mom had agreed on. I don't know, I'm gonna say whatever, but it's not whatever. But so yeah, like I tried going to work, and I tried going to work and playing the game the way that I play it, and I keep getting the same results. I keep playing it like myself, and people start, the employers and the managers, they start stuff with me, and they start making dumb requests. Like it's stupid. Like the company that I was working, is like they tell me one order, they tell me to do this, and they give me a contradicting order, thinking that I'm gonna get stuck and that I'm gonna stress out about it. But the only thing that I do is I just ignore them. Because they're being stupid. And that's what you do with someone that's being stupid. When someone's being stupid, you just gotta ignore them because they think they're funny, but they're not. And so I would ignore them, and I would go do something else productive. So then they would get mad because they knew that the task that they were giving me was just a distraction because they didn't have any work. It was just a distraction to keep me busy, and because of that, then it starts creating issues for me. And this happens to me everywhere that I work. Everywhere that I have worked in the past, before, this happened to me. It happens to me, and it's probably continue to happen to me because the people, the way they see me, I don't know what, but yeah. So yeah, I think it's gonna be the end of the recording for right now. Like I said, I'm recording this because I have nothing else to do, and since I don't need to move out to the end, I'm gonna enjoy these days that I have to myself, even though I have nothing to do and it's fucking boring. It's boring. There's nothing for me to do in here right now. See, I was getting high But I already finished my weed, so now that's done. But either way, like I said, I'm gonna try to enjoy my time by myself until I have to move out, because after I have to move out, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. So then after that, I'm gonna have to be out there around people, and it's not gonna be by choice then. So yeah, so like right now I'm enjoying it to the max, because I know that if I try to, like, not right now, but I know before, if I would have tried to more, like if I would have tried to get into that game, then I don't want to. I know I could have saved this easy, but this is not the game that I want to save, because in this place, you know, your mom knows where I live, and you know that I don't like knowing where certain people in my life, that you know, I don't like them knowing where I live. And as long as your mom knows that I live here, you know, once I start something, she might start stuff with me just because of that, just in case. And I'm not willing to risk it. You know, I'm not willing to risk it. I'm not willing to risk, you know, once I meet my person, I don't want them to intermix, because I don't want the habits of that person to be on there. And that's the reason why I have issues, because Britta doesn't see this, but you know, when you guys go out with people, or you guys are out there, you know, at work, you know, the word is mannerisms. Mannerism is the way that people behave, you know, physically. You know, like when you talk, the way you move your hands or your body, or the way you act, you know, the way you squirm or wiggle around or anything. That's the way of being. That's mannerism. You know, if you're jumping around or skipping around, that's mannerism. That's the personality or the face expressions. And you know, when people spend time with people, they start picking up their because if you spend a lot of time watching somebody's face, and you spend a lot of time talking to somebody, you know, and you start, you know, some people have exaggerated mannerisms, and they do it on purpose, because they know that creates a kind of like it creates a kind of like a hard memory. And you know, that's why there's girls on YouTube that they make ugly faces, because they know that, you know, that's gonna kind of like, it's gonna get imprinted to be like, oh shit, you know, that girl's so pretty, but look at that ugly face that she made. And you know, mannerisms, you know, if you talk with somebody long enough, or you kick it with somebody long enough, you know, whoever has a stronger personality is gonna take over. Alright, so I don't know if everybody knows this, but you know, this applies to anybody. So you're at work, you know, your manager doesn't like you, and he's always confronting you for an argument. You know, there's people, a lot of people don't know this, but there's people that want to have a relationship with you, and if you don't want to have a relationship with them, they'll settle for having a relationship of you know, of drama, which is pretty much the work environment. That's usually what happens to me. You know, pretty much I do my work and everything, so they really have no need to talk to me, and that bothers them, because then it makes the rest of the employers and the employees think that I'm on my own doing my own thing. So then they'll look for any stupid excuse to approach me. But you know, I don't want to get too much into detail, but eventually, if they can't figure out a way to approach me, what they do is they start making shit up. You know, they start making up stuff. You know, they may start making up, oh, look at you did this and you did that, knowing that since I'm a nice person, or I like to keep it civil, that I'm just gonna be like, oh well, here, let me fix it, and you know, whatever. And the thing is that eventually they start believing their lie. You know, eventually they start believing their lie, and you know, from them doing it continuously, then they start thinking that, you know, that was the actual, you know, purpose. So then, yeah. So this happens to like couples, like married couples, when they divorce. You know, they divorce and they still keep contact because, you know, the divorce or whatever, and it's just an excuse, you know, because secretly they still want to keep kicking it and, you know, whatever. But that's not our situation, because like I said, you know, Bertha knew that. She knows that. She knows that about me, and she knows that's why if she ever changes her mind, she knows to not come looking for me, because you know, she knows exactly what I'm gonna say to her, and she knows that I'm just gonna send her on her way, and that's good. That's good that she knows that. But like I said, I'm not willing to risk staying here in this apartment and actually establish something, because no matter what, at any time, then she knows that I'm living here, and anytime that, you know, that I'm not here, I don't want her to make contact with, you know, my friend like that. At least not right now, you know. Later on, you know, later on once I spend my time with my friend, the new person, then eventually, you know, I'm not saying that it's gonna be like that, but eventually, if she wants to go out of her way, then it'll be different. But at least for right now, since I'm really gonna have to start technically or literally, I need to rebuild my life again. Then, you know, I can't afford her drama anymore. So I need to make sure that pretty much that I let this apartment go. And, you know, if I keep working, you know, I'm gonna keep trying to catch it, because that's what happens, you know. So I'm gonna get stuck on this loop where pretty much I have nothing right now, and I'm gonna keep working a job where they're gonna keep demanding stuff of me, and in the process of that, I'm not gonna find anybody, and in the process of that, I'm just gonna be really unhappy, and that's not gonna be it. Because what they try to do at work, sometimes they try to get you to date at work, because if they can get you to date at work, then they can control you, and they can control the outcome, because then you want to go to work because, you know, you're dating somebody there. And the thing is that no matter what, eventually it becomes known, and no matter what, you know, like I said, some people are gonna get double play, some people are gonna get more play, you know, and that's what happens. You know, there's guys and girls, you know, and everybody knows that they call it, I'm gonna call it pity fuck or eventual fuck. All right, so pretty much, you know, you have no interest in my girl, but because you don't like me, you're gonna go fuck with her. I don't understand that logic, you know. I don't understand that logic of why you want to stick it in where I stick it in if you don't like me. How does that make any sense? It's like, I just don't get that logic. The only logic I get is that no matter what, I'm gonna stick it in after you, but it doesn't matter, because no matter what, you know, I got it first. That's the thing that I'm trying to explain here. Like, it doesn't make any sense, you know. But that's what happens, you know. People do, I don't know, it's just stupid. I guess it's just an excuse, or I don't know. They do revenge fucks, which pretty much, you know, I'm telling this for the guys and the girls out there that don't know about this, for you to be aware, right? Because Bertha would try to do this to me. You know, she would try to do this to me. Or she would try to cause an issue between me and a guy, like in public, so that the guy will want to do that. And I hated that. You know, the last time that we were here, like, she was here in the apartments before she moved out, like before, like maybe like 5 months before she moved out. She started something right here with somebody with me, and but I already knew that, so I didn't. I tried to, how do I say, de-escalate the situation, and at least for the time being, I think I did, but I'm not sure, you know. But yeah, she tried. That's what she tried to do. You know, she tried to create a situation to do that, and you know, she did it to me before. You know, when I met her, me and her ex-boyfriend, you know, that happened. And the thing is that her ex-boyfriend was still like, you know, kind of like, supposedly he was still like kind of like trying to get with her, and you know, because of her lies, you know, she created a situation where, you know, and then with, you know, the guy trying to, you know, well, we threw it down. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we threw it down in the store. Yeah, like in the store, like I lost. Like I'm not saying, you know, I lost, but I still got up, and you know, he got up too, and he walked away, you know, and then after that, he didn't ever like. He didn't never come at me again like that, and but yeah, that's the thing that she did. You know, she started that, and this is the thing that I know that she tries to do. You know, that's why it's annoying. But for any women and guys, that you guys are dating, you guys are going into the dating market for the first time. I mean, for the first timers, for the other ones, some of you guys already know this, some of you guys don't know. No, but for the first timers, I'm letting you know, that don't let that trigger you, because sometimes they're just using you. They're just using you to pretty much to move up a rank. Somebody that wouldn't pay any interest to them at all, and once they do it, it's different. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care how you think you're hardcore. Once people have sex together, and it changes things, and they know it. That's why they have that concept everywhere, and it changes the way they think. So, every guy out there tries to think they can just hit it and quit it, but the reality is that it takes a certain person to be able to do that, and most guys out there are not that. Most guys out there are not that. That's why they get in trouble. Guys that get in trouble, it's because they don't know how to hit it and quit it. Hit it and quit it means you hit it once and then you fucking fade away forever, and you get away with it. But most guys don't know how to play that, and most girls don't. Hit it and quit it is a one-time thing, and you let it go. But most guys prove that they get stuck because they keep hitting it, they keep insisting on it, and that's what happens. So yeah, I'm just pointing that out for kind of like for the newbies or the new people. You don't have to be a child to be going into the dating market, because some people, either some people are not interested at that time, or some people take some of you take the serious way, which is you establish your life first, and then you get married. The only downside to that is that once you establish your life, then in order to get married and protect your assets, or you protect your property, then you have to create a prenup. And by you creating a prenup, you already start creating tension in your relationship, because no matter what, whether it's for that or not, whether she's like that or not, she's gonna take the idea that you don't trust the person, and once you do that, then no matter what, that's a bad start for a relationship. So that's the thing about that, And when people do that first, when they establish, pretty much, when you establish your life, and you're there on your own, and then you go and you hook up with somebody just so they could take it away from you, that's just dumb, because, you worked on it on your own, dude. Or female, it could be a girl. You did it on your own, and I'm not saying you did it on your own, but I mean, you were there through the drama. You were the one doing all the work in your own life. You were the one that went through the breakups of the relationship. Of a relationship. I'm talking to anybody in general that's been through it. You're the one that went, through the days of working every day and whatever, just to accumulate that. And that's the thing that's crazy, because you're going through all that work to accumulate a nest, to mate, right? And once you do that, then it's supposed to be the end of it, but it's not, because no matter what, you spend so much time on your own that by that time you don't need nobody. See, by that time, some people realize they don't need nobody no more, because they already got through the hard times. So, and some people they don't take it serious no more, and the other people, they think about the part that I'm talking about their assets, So then they won't ever let you go into the world for reals. They'll benefit off of you, and they'll pleasure off of you, and they'll give you pleasure back, but they won't ever. And if they do, it's just to prove a point. And if they do, then it'll be their downfall. It'll be their downfall because of that reason. Because like I said, it counts the same thing, That's what happens, and so yeah. And that's what happens, to the people that I'm giving you a warning, to the newbies that are thinking that you guys are being smart. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna go and establish myself first, and see, and avoid the drama. But the thing that you're not seeing is that, meanwhile, while you're establishing yourself, and avoiding the drama, you know, everybody else is not playing that game. You know, everybody else is playing the. Everybody else is thinking that they're playing the hit and quit it, but they're not. They're just, you know, they're relooping the hit and quit it. So then meanwhile, you have a bunch of women that are, giving birth to kids without dads because, his dad is not there, or they choose to not let him be there, or they choose to make a situation where that can't be there, and it applies for both, for women too. The dad, makes it so that the mom can't see the kids or whatever. See, this is stuff that kind of like loops into many things, and that's what I'm trying to explain here, right? And so yeah, like I said, for me and you, having a conversation like this, it's almost not gonna happen. Like I said, I'm 33 years old right now, and from the time that I am right now, almost nobody knows me. Like, people might know me, they might know who I am, like they might see me around the neighborhood and stuff. People might have worked with me, and they're like, oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, like this Michael, but they don't know anything about me. Besides now, if you look into it, then you might know stuff about me. But before that, I would keep everything. I keep everything private because, I was working on something, but now since that plan is kind of like being postponed right now, probably permanently, then like I said, I gotta restart and I gotta regroup. So, like I said, I'm throwing this out there. I'm throwing this out there as the beginning of me, pretty much, trying to go into your world, all right? And I'm starting with my voice. My voice is an introduction to me and to your world, and then you know that high chances that me and you, and with me, we're never gonna talk like this. We're never gonna have a conversation like this because, first of all, it's not needed because technically we're already having it, and second of all, it's like, you people don't know how to respond to me. You people don't know how to talk to me, and I don't know. That's all I can say for right now. And yeah, so right now I'm already gonna stop the recording. I gotta go do some stuff right now. So, alright. If I continue this, then I guess I'll be back another time, talking. But after March, if there's no recordings, then you guys know why, and if there is, if there is recording, then I'll try to keep everybody up to date, with the situation, whether, whatever happens, See, I'm gonna try to post these videos soon. I don't know when, but if I don't get post them and somebody finds them, I'm asking you, please post them on your channel, or please start a channel for me and post them, and you could if you want to be a friend and help me out, if these chips, they make it to your hands or you find them, create a channel on YouTube and name it Michael's Lost Tapes. Michael's Lost Tapes 2019, and that way I'll if I ever lose them, and I know how to search for them, and if somebody does that for me, if they find them during the time that I don't manage to upload them and they get lost, that way I'll be able to find them. And yeah, that's the last. So Mike Carmona, Lost Tapes 2019, and yeah, all right. If you guys find these tapes, if I don't get to upload them, I would really appreciate that if you guys can do that for me. And if I manage to get everything good, then I'll try to make it up to you. If you help me out with that. All right, that's the last conversation for right now.